So in this video, we're going to talk about RAVE, the Riverscapes Analysis Viewer Explorer. And this is really targeted at an audience of GIS users. There's an out-of-date QGIS version and an up-to-date ARC version. Soon those will both be brought together. And as GIS users, it's really easy to come in and add data and do stuff, right? What we're going to talk about, though, is that Riverscape projects, by putting your outputs of a tool into a Riverscapes project, it instantly becomes viewable in a RAVE Explorer. And I'll illustrate how this works. Now, the first thing to sort of show you is the RAVE website. It's just rave.riverscapes.xyz. You can go there and you can download this little Esri add-in. It's very easy to install. There's information on that, and there's some documentation here. And the whole idea here is not to have to make a toolbar and not to have to make a special model for every single tool that we produce in Riverscapes. It's basically, if we comply with the standard of a Riverscape project, then you can go in and take advantage of this. And so I'm going to go into ArcGIS, and I'm going to remind you of a Riverscapes project that we were looking at. And that Riverscapes project's right here. This one's a BRAT project, okay? And so I'm going to show you how this works. And so here I am in a blank map, and I have this little RAVE, this lightweight little toolbar, and it's got some pretty simple options. It's basically has this dockable window, and then it has this option to add to that window projects. You can open as many projects at once as you like. So here's a BRAT project. We open it up, and let's just collapse some of this down. This BRAT project, I can right click on it. I can go to the folder that project is contained in. Okay, I can look at the project metadata. Sort of it was created by on this date, etc., etc. And then inside of it, I have outputs for this model. There's capacity outputs, and there's intermediates, etc. And so one of the primary outputs of these models is dam capacity. Now, what's nice is when I hit right-click and hit Add to Map, this adds it to the map symbolized as it should be, okay, using the symbology, and this is based off of what's called business logic, that the model developer intended us to see. And I can add anything in here. I can add intermediates that represent intermediates and byproducts that this thing produced. And I can also add any base map that I might want to. So I could bring in, for example, USGS topo map as a backdrop. What else could I do? I could bring in shaded relief. And these are just calling up web mapping services. I could bring in NAPE really quickly. And so here I have this context now for kind of looking at the different outputs of this model as the model developer intended me to be able to see it. If I wanted to go and look at some of the intermediates that this was based off of, this output, let's say high stream power. Well, instead of that just being some randomly symbolized, with the default sort of symbology. This is symbolized automatically with breaks in stream power, in this case in watts, that are specific to the context of this model, right? So in this range, dams are likely to persist. In this range, we expect potential dam breaches, potential dam blowouts, and then dam blowouts are definitely predicted, right? And so these things basically help us contextualize these models and look at that data and share it really quickly and easily with each other. And so RAVE is a pretty handy little tool for allowing you to do that.